Hello there. I am so glad you found your way here to the Cosmic Owl channel. Let's listen to the stories of the cosmos together tonight.
The final photograph from the Apollo 17 mission, long dismissed as a flawed exposure, captured a faint glimmer of light. It emanated not from Earth, but from a geometrically perfect structure deep within a crater no one thought to look inside. For decades, analysts assumed it was a simple film defect, a stray cosmic ray striking the emulsion at the perfect angle. But perhaps the universe occasionally allows us to see things not by accident, but because it is finally time to see them. The image was filed away, a minor anomaly in an archive filled with triumphant data, a whisper lost in a roar. What if that single point of light was not an error, but an invitation to look closer at a world we thought we knew? We felt a profound unease, a sense that we had looked directly at a profound mystery and mistaken it for a simple mistake. History is often like that, a collection of overlooked details waiting patiently for a more curious set of eyes to find them. The original file remained dormant until a new generation of scientists began re-examining the Apollo archives with fresh skepticism. They noticed the light source wasn't random. It held a precise repeating pattern almost too subtle for the human eye to register. It felt like finding a single deliberate footprint on a beach we had always been told was entirely deserted. The past never truly disappears. It simply waits in the quietest corners of our records for the right question to be asked. The coordinates were pinpointed to a small, unassuming crater in the Sea of Serenity, a place previously mapped as unremarkable. Why would such an anomaly appear in a place of such profound geological silence, far from any known lunar features? The initial reports were met with internal resistance, a reluctance to challenge the established narrative of a dead, sterile moon. Perhaps our greatest barrier to discovery is not the vastness of space, but the comfortable certainty of our own conclusions. The debate settled when the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter was rerouted, its high-resolution cameras tasked with a single objective. As the first new images streamed back to Earth, a collective, reverent silence fell upon the control room. There was no room for doubt, no possibility of error. We were looking at something that should not exist. In that moment, the moon ceased to be a familiar neighbor and became once more a realm of profound, unsettling mystery. A colossal structure, half buried beneath millennia of lunar dust, rested silently at the bottom of the crater. Its architecture was unlike anything human, with sweeping, graceful curves and a surface that seemed to absorb the harsh sunlight. It felt incredibly ancient, a relic from a time so distant that our own civilization felt like a fleeting, transient thought. Some things are so old they feel less like objects and more like features of time itself, woven into the fabric of reality. The city, for it could be nothing else, was perfectly preserved in the vacuum, showing no signs of erosion or decay. Who could have built such a metropolis? And more importantly, why did they choose to build it in such complete isolation? We looked upon its silent spires with a mixture of awe and a deep, unexplainable sadness for its unknown creators. Perhaps every great work is ultimately a monument to absence, a testament to the hands that built it and are no longer there. The material of the structures was a deep, matte black, reflecting almost no light back to our orbiting sensors. It appeared to be a form of crystallized carbon, engineered to an impossible density, far beyond our current technological capabilities. Staring at its impossible design, one feels an almost humbling sense of our own technological infancy in the grand cosmic scale. True advancement may not be about building bigger things, but about mastering the subtle, silent language of matter itself. The city's layout was not chaotic, but followed a complex spiraling pattern, almost like a galaxy rendered in solid form. Was its design a form of artistry, a mathematical principle, or perhaps a language we have yet to even imagine? There was a profound beauty in its organization, a sense of purpose that transcended the simple need for shelter or function. The universe often writes its most important messages not in words, but in the elegant, silent patterns of geometry and physics. There were no signs of entryways, no doors, no windows, just a seamless, unbroken surface across the entire alien cityscape. How could a city function without access, unless its inhabitants existed in a state beyond our understanding of physical form? The structure felt sealed, a self-contained universe holding its secrets within, indifferent to our curious, distant gaze. Perhaps some places are not meant to be entered, but only to be witnessed, like a painting admired from across a room. With this new discovery, archived data from older missions, both manned and unmanned, was immediately re-examined with urgency. Could it be that we had seen this place before, that we had heard its whispers, but failed to recognize their significance? We sifted through decades of static and forgotten telemetry, searching for the ghost of a signal we never knew we were missing. Memory is a strange filter, often hiding the most important details in plain sight until we are finally ready to see them. A log from an unmanned Soviet probe in the 1970s noted a brief, unexplained magnetic field anomaly as it passed over the crater. At the time, it was dismissed as solar interference, a common glitch in the early days of space exploration. One feels for those early engineers who were so close to a monumental discovery, yet lack the context to understand it. The universe doesn't always reveal its secrets with a shout. Sometimes it offers only a quiet, anomalous reading on a forgotten chart. More compellingly, audio transcripts from the Apollo 10 mission recorded a strange, harmonic humming during a pass on the far side. The astronauts themselves had remarked on the outer space music, but the phenomenon was never officially explained or resolved. We listened to their faint, crackling voices filled with childlike wonder, hearing them touch the edge of an impossible truth. Perhaps we have always been listening to the cosmos, but we have not yet learned how to translate its ancient, subtle language. The location of the humming, when cross-referenced with modern maps, was directly above the coordinates of the buried city. It suggests the city was not always silent, that it once broadcast a presence that we faintly detected but could not comprehend. There's a deep poignancy in realizing we once heard a voice from another world and simply classified it as background noise. Maybe true intelligence isn't about the signals we send, but about our ability to recognize the significance of the signals we receive. All these fragmented pieces of data, collected over half a century, now pointed to a single, undeniable conclusion. We had not just discovered a relic, we had uncovered a long, silent history of near misses and misunderstood encounters. It makes one feel as though humanity has been standing on the shore of a vast ocean, oblivious to the great leviathans moving silently beneath. The story of the universe is not just in the discoveries we make, but in the countless clues we have missed along the way. For years, we pointed our most sensitive instruments at the city, listening for a signal, a message, a sign of its creators. But the most profound and terrifying discovery was that the city remained completely, and perhaps intentionally, silent. A hostile message would have been understandable, but this absolute indifference felt far more unsettling to the human spirit. Perhaps the opposite of life isn't death, but a perfect, eternal silence that has no need for conversation or connection. It did not respond to our radio waves, our radar pulses, or our laser communications, absorbing everything without a trace. What kind of civilization builds something so monumental only to render it completely mute, a ghost in its own magnificent machine? We are a species defined by our need to communicate, to leave our mark, to shout our existence into the void. To encounter a silence so profound is to confront the possibility that our own need for noise is a purely local phenomenon. The city became a philosophical problem, a mirror reflecting our deepest existential questions back at us across the void. Is a silent, abandoned city a sign of failure and extinction, or a symbol of a consciousness that has transcended physical reality? It forces us to contemplate the end of our own civilization, wondering if our bustling cities will one day fall into a similar quiet. Maybe all great works are fated to become monuments to silence, their original purpose forgotten, their stories absorbed by time. This was not a ruin in the human sense. It was a perfect, untouched vessel, waiting with infinite patience. Was it a tomb holding the last remnants of a forgotten race? A library storing knowledge in a form we cannot perceive? Or perhaps, most chillingly, it was a warning, a boundary marker left by something that did not wish to be disturbed. The universe may be filled with answers to questions we are not yet wise enough to ask, so it remains silent. The lack of any heat signature was particularly baffling, suggesting a state of perfect energy equilibrium with its surroundings. How can such a complex structure exist without any discernible power source or thermodynamic activity, defying the laws of entropy? It's a humbling realization that our understanding of physics might just be a set of local bylaws for our corner of the cosmos. True mastery is not the creation of great power, but perhaps the creation of perfect, enduring, and sustainable stillness. After 5 years of continuous, fruitless observation, the project was quietly slated for defunding, the mystery deemed unsolvable. Just as we prepared to turn our attention away, a junior analyst running a final diagnostic noticed a new, faint anomaly. It was a flicker of data so small it was almost statistically insignificant, buried deep within the background noise of the universe. Sometimes the most profound truths do not announce themselves, but must be found in the quietest, most neglected data streams. It was not a radio signal, nor light, nor any form of communication we recognized, but a subtle, non-repeating energy fluctuation. The pattern was chaotic yet structured, almost like the faint residual energy signature of a biological system in deep hibernation. The feeling in the lab shifted from the awe of archaeology to the profound tension of biology, of being near something dormant. It felt less like a discovery and more like the act of placing a hand on the chest of a sleeping giant. This heartbeat, as it came to be known, was infinitesimally weak, a whisper of power from the city's sealed, silent core. What kind of engine could run for eons on such little energy, and for what purpose does it continue to beat? The silence was broken not by a voice, but by the undeniable proof that something inside was still, in some way, alive. Perhaps life, in its most advanced form, does not strive for motion and noise, but for a state of perfect, enduring equilibrium. The fluctuation did not have a regular rhythm. It was unpredictable, more akin to the firing of neurons than a mechanical pulse. Were we observing the last dreams of a dying machine, or the slow, deliberate thoughts of a mind vast beyond our imagining? We felt like intruders, eavesdropping on a private, ancient monologue that was never intended for our ears. The universe may be full of sleeping minds, their thoughts flowing like slow rivers through the fabric of space-time itself. The source of this energy remains a complete mystery, a violation of our current understanding of physics and information theory. Is it drawing power from the vacuum of space, from another dimension, or from the slow decay of time itself? And so we watch this silent city, which is neither truly dead nor truly alive, existing in a state between worlds. It does not speak to us, but it poses a final, eternal question. Is it waiting for its creators to return, or is it waiting for us? Thermal scans showed the city was at the exact same temperature as the surrounding lunar rock, a state of perfect cold equilibrium. It was as if the structure was not merely sitting on the moon, but had become an ancient, integrated part of it. We felt a strange sense of intrusion, like archaeologists disturbing a tomb that was meant to remain sealed for eternity. Perhaps true longevity is achieved not through activity, but by achieving a perfect, silent harmony with one's environment. No dust clouds were observed, suggesting no outgassing or internal processes had occurred for an incredibly long time. If it ever held an atmosphere or life, all traces had long since vanished into the unforgiving vacuum of space. There is a profound sadness in witnessing such a monumental achievement left to the cold, indifferent gaze of the stars. The universe is a patient witness to all endings, remembering the light of stars long after they have turned to darkness. The city's shadow, cast by the low sun, was unnaturally sharp, suggesting the material did not scatter light at its edges. This implied a level of molecular engineering so precise that it could manipulate the very behavior of photons hitting it. Our own most advanced material science seemed clumsy and primitive in the face of such elegant, silent perfection. Perhaps technology's ultimate goal is not to be seen and heard, but to become an invisible, seamless part of the natural world. The new high-resolution imagery was classified under the highest levels of security, the discovery deemed too profound for public release. How do you tell the world that everything it knows about its place in the universe is fundamentally, irrevocably incomplete? A quiet burden settled on the few who knew, the weight of a truth too large for humanity to easily bear. Some secrets are so vast that they protect themselves, not with locks and keys, but by being simply unbelievable. The logical next step was to reanalyze every piece of data ever collected from lunar missions, searching for overlooked clues. If the city was there, it must have left other traces, faint fingerprints on the instruments we had sent there decades ago. It felt like searching for a ghost in old photographs, hoping to find a shadow in the corner that everyone had previously missed. The past is never truly settled. It is a landscape that changes every time we look at it with new knowledge. A brief signal loss from the Apollo 15 command module, lasting only 3 seconds, occurred precisely as it flew over the crater. It was logged as a routine communications blackout, but its location, in hindsight, seemed far too specific to be a coincidence. One imagines the astronauts unaware, floating just meters above a secret that would rewrite the very definition of their world. Perhaps we are always surrounded by profound truths, separated from them only by the thinnest veil of our own awareness. Seismic data from the network of seismometers left by the Apollo crews showed faint, periodic tremors originating from that same region. These were not moonquakes. They were too regular, too rhythmic, like the deep, slow resonance of a vast, silent machine. The moon, which we believe to be a geologically dead world, seemed to have a faint, artificial pulse hidden deep within. The universe speaks in many languages, and the most common one is not light or sound, but the patient language of vibration. Each piece of evidence, insignificant on its own, began to form a mosaic of quiet, consistent contact over decades. It implied that the city wasn't just passively existing, but was actively, if subtly, interacting with our technology. We'd been touching it without knowing, hearing it without listening, and feeling its presence without understanding. Perhaps memory is not just a human faculty, but a property of space itself, holding the echoes of every event that passes through. The research team felt they were not just discovering a place, but remembering a story that humanity had long forgotten. If we could forget something this monumental, what other profound truths about our own past have we simply misplaced? It speaks to a kind of collective amnesia, a tendency to smooth over the unsettling anomalies in our shared history. Maybe civilizations, like people, choose to forget the moments that challenge their perception of who they are. The investigation culminated in a quiet, internal admission. We had been subtly aware of this structure for over 50 years, but the implications were so vast, the truth so paradigm-shattering, that our collective scientific mind refused to connect the dots. There is a strange comfort in the known, and a deep, primal fear of the discovery that will change everything. We search for alien life, but perhaps we are more afraid of finding it than we are of the silence. Years were spent pointing our most sensitive instruments at the silent city, desperately listening for a message or a sign. But the most terrifying discovery was not a signal, but the realization that its perfect silence was likely intentional. A declaration of war would have been a language we understood. This profound cosmic indifference was something far more unnerving. Perhaps the greatest power in the universe is not the ability to speak, but the wisdom to remain silent. The city absorbed every attempt at communication, radio waves, radar, focused laser light, leaving absolutely no echo or reflection. What kind of civilization reaches a state where it has nothing left to say, nothing to prove, and no need to be heard? As a species defined by our stories and our songs, we were confronting the philosophical antithesis of our own existence. Maybe silence is not an absence of sound, but a presence of something so complete that it requires no expression. The structure became a philosophical object, a cosmic koan that challenged the very foundations of our assumptions about life. Is it a monument to a species that has transcended physical form, or a tomb for one that failed to survive? It forced us to look at our own noisy, striving world and wonder about the ultimate meaning of our own endeavors. Perhaps all paths of evolution, if followed long enough, do not lead to empires of light, but to oceans of perfect quietude. The city was not a ruin, filled with the ghosts of the past, but something pristine, complete, and utterly self-contained. Was it a vessel waiting for a journey, a sanctuary designed for an eternal vigil, or a prison for something unimaginable? Each hypothesis was more unsettling than the last, pulling us further away from our comfortable, human-centric view of the universe. The answers we seek in the cosmos may not bring comfort, but may instead reveal the true, unsettling scale of existence. The complete lack of any thermal radiation continued to defy all known laws of thermodynamics for a structure so complex. It existed in a state of information without energy, a concept that bordered on the magical from our limited physical perspective. We felt like children trying to comprehend a text written in a language that operates on entirely different principles of reality. Perhaps the final stage of technology is not to control nature, but to perfectly obey its deepest and most silent laws. After years of this silent vigil, just as the project was losing its advocates, a new instrument detected something. It was a quantum-level sensor designed to measure the faint background hum of space-time itself that caught the anomaly. Deep within the city's perfect silence, there was a faint, almost imperceptible pulse, not of energy, but of information. It was the equivalent of hearing a single, slow thought in a mind that had been silent for 1 billion years. This was not a transmission meant for us. It was the residual signature of a colossal system, still processing something internally. Like the slow, dreaming breath of a hibernating creature, it proved that whatever was inside was not dead, merely dormant. The feeling was no longer one of archaeological discovery, but of biological proximity, of standing near a sleeping, unknown life form. Silence, we learned, is not always empty. Sometimes it is just holding its breath, waiting for the right moment to exhale. The pulse was non-cyclical, its pattern shifting in complex ways that resembled the neural activity of a conscious brain. Were we witnessing the final echoes of a dying consciousness, or the slow, deliberate calculations of something truly eternal? There was a profound sense of responsibility, a feeling that we were now guardians of a secret we could barely comprehend. The universe is not a dead collection of rocks and gas. It is a library of sleeping stories waiting for a reader. The energy source for this faint but continuous activity remains the central, unsolvable mystery of the entire phenomenon. Could it be drawing power from the quantum foam, from the fabric of space-time itself, a concept we only theorize about? It feels like watching a single candle burn in a sealed room for 1 million years without ever consuming itself. Perhaps the ultimate resource is not matter or energy, but time, and this intelligence has learned how to live on it. The city on the moon has offered no answers, no greetings, no threats, only a deeper and more profound set of questions. It exists as a testament to a form of life or intelligence so advanced that its remnants are indistinguishable from cosmic law. And so we continue to watch it, this perfect, silent structure that is neither dead nor alive, but simply waiting. The final question it poses is not about its own nature, but about ours. What will we become to be worthy of its attention? It sits there in the endless lunar night, a puzzle box constructed on a scale that dwarfs our most ambitious dreams. Does it remember the warmth of its home star? Or has it been a cold, silent traveler for longer than our sun has existed? We see in its solitude a reflection of our own cosmic loneliness, a shared existence in a vast, mostly empty universe. Perhaps all intelligence eventually arrives at the same conclusion, that the grandest stage is also the most isolating. The faint pulse continues its chaotic, dreamlike rhythm, a single note of complexity in an ocean of serene simplicity. Is it aware of our vigil, our tiny orbiting satellites, straining to understand its immense silent thoughts? Or are we as insignificant to it as the motes of dust that dance in a sunbeam, briefly illuminated and then gone? The scale of time and intelligence it represents suggests a reality where our entire history is but a fleeting moment. The final report on the lunar city contains no conclusions, only a series of ever-deepening and more fundamental questions. It has become the greatest mystery we have ever faced, a silent object that has redefined the boundaries of the possible. And in that mystery, we find not fear, but a renewed sense of awe for the universe we thought we were beginning to understand. Because it waits, we continue to listen, hoping that one day we will be ready for the conversation that it might offer. The shadow it casts moves slowly across the crater floor, a silent sundial marking a timescale we cannot possibly comprehend. Each slow passage of darkness across its surface could be the equivalent of an entire geological age passing on Earth. It teaches us a profound humility, a realization that our frantic sense of urgency is a purely local condition. Patience, perhaps, is not a virtue but a state of being, achieved only when one's perspective encompasses eons. We have given it a name in our secret files, Luna Somnium, the moon dreamer, for it seems to exist in a state of contemplation. If it is dreaming, what does a mind of that scale dream of? Does it dream of galaxies being born or of silence returning? The question makes our own ambitions and fears feel incredibly small, like the fleeting concerns of a mayfly in the afternoon sun. Perhaps the purpose of such a discovery is not to find answers about others, but to gain perspective on ourselves. The faint pulse, our only connection to its inner world, has not changed its nature since we first detected its quiet presence. Is its stability a sign of hibernation, or is it actively thinking, processing information at a rate too slow for us to perceive? We are like insects listening to the slow growth of a mountain, unable to comprehend the process because our lifespans are too short. The universe contains timescales so vast they appear to us as stillness, and processes so slow they seem like permanence. Our most powerful computers have tried to find a pattern in the pulse, a key to unlock its language, but have found only elegant chaos. Could it be that what we see as chaos is simply a level of complexity so high that it is indistinguishable from randomness? It reminds us that the line between a meaningless signal and a message too complex to understand is purely a matter of perspective. Perhaps we are not meant to decode the dream, but simply to sit with it and let its silent mystery change us. The city remains the moon's greatest secret, hidden in plain sight, a silent testament to a past we never knew existed. And it raises the ultimate question: if this is on our moon, what other silent wonders are waiting on other worlds? The familiar night sky now feels different, deeper, filled with the possibility of countless other sleeping ancient secrets. Our journey to the stars has just begun, and the first lesson is that the silence is not empty, but full of sleepers. Every new probe sent to the outer planets now carries a secondary protocol: to listen for the deep, slow pulse of dormancy. Have we been searching for radio signals and flashing lights when we should have been looking for the quiet breath of sleeping gods? It changes the nature of our search from an active hunt to a quiet, patient vigil, listening for the stirring of ancient life. Perhaps we will only find others not when we shout into the darkness, but when we learn to listen to its silence. The city's existence forces a re-evaluation of the Fermi paradox, the question of where all the aliens are. What if they are not absent, but simply quiet, having reached a stage of evolution where broadcasting is seen as primitive. We have been like a child shouting in a library, wondering why no one is answering, not realizing we are in a place of quiet contemplation. The great silence of the universe might not be an absence of life, but a consensus of advanced civilizations to listen instead of talk. The material of the structure, that impossibly dense black crystal, has become a holy grail for material scientists. If we could replicate it, we could build ships that could withstand the rigors of interstellar travel with ease. The city offers no clues to its own construction, its secrets locked away at a molecular level we cannot yet probe. Perhaps some knowledge cannot be learned, but must be earned by reaching the same level of understanding as its creators. The debate continues in secret. Should we attempt to land, to drill, to force an answer from the silent city? Or is the risk too great? What if our probing awakens something that has a very good reason for being asleep? It is the ultimate dilemma, our insatiable curiosity versus the profound wisdom of leaving a great mystery untouched. For now, caution has prevailed. We remain distant observers, aware that we are in the presence of something far older and possibly wiser. The Apollo 17 photo, once a forgotten file, is now considered the most important image ever taken by humankind. A single speck of light, an error, has become the key to unlocking a completely new chapter in our understanding of the cosmos. It reminds us to look closely at the anomalies, the glitches, the things that don't fit the pattern. Because sometimes the universe hides its greatest secrets not in the heart of the data, but in its quiet, imperfect edges. The city of Luna Somnium has become a permanent fixture in our most secret astronomical observations, a silent partner in our exploration. Does its presence represent a beginning or an end? Is it the first one we have found or the last one remaining? Either possibility fills us with a profound sense of awe and a deep trepidation for the truths that still lie hidden. The journey of discovery is endless, and the silent city on the moon is not an answer, but a doorway to larger questions. We continue to monitor the faint, chaotic pulse, our only link to the mind sleeping in the lunar dust. Will it ever awaken? And if it does, will it see us as curious children or as a transient infestation on a nearby world? Our future relationship with the cosmos may depend on the dreams being dreamt in that silent, alien structure. And so we listen, not just with our instruments, but with a newfound humility to the quiet, patient breath of the universe. The structure's geometric perfection continues to baffle our best mathematicians, suggesting a knowledge of physics we have yet to discover. Is it possible that its very shape warps spacetime in a subtle way, creating the conditions for its timeless preservation? We feel like ancient astronomers first trying to understand the elegant, inexplicable orbits of the planets with primitive tools. The deepest truths of the cosmos are often written in a mathematical language that we must learn to read. No new signals have been detected, and the faint pulse remains the only sign of the city's internal, enigmatic life. Has it been in this state for millions or even billions of years, a silent observer of our solar system's entire history? The thought is humbling, to realize that our entire evolution from single cells to sentient beings may have been silently witnessed. Perhaps we are not the first intelligence here, but simply the loudest and most recent to arrive on the cosmic stage. Our policies for planetary protection have been rewritten, now including protocols for the discovery of dormant, ancient artifacts. The city has taught us that life might not always be biological or active, but could be crystalline, computational, and eternal. We've been forced to broaden our definitions, to open our minds to possibilities we once considered pure fantasy. Discovery does not just add to what we know. It fundamentally changes the nature of the questions we are able to ask. The moon has been declared a special preservation zone, a silent agreement to not disturb the sleeper until we know more. But can humanity, with its restless curiosity and ambition, truly keep its distance from such a profound and alluring mystery? The temptation to know, to touch, to understand, is woven into the very fabric of our being, a defining human trait. And so, the greatest challenge the city poses is not to our technology, but to our own wisdom and self-restraint. The original Apollo 17 photograph now hangs in a single secure room, a constant reminder of how a discovery can begin. It started with a flicker of light, a dismissed anomaly, a single point of data that refused to fit the established model. It teaches us that progress is often found not in the answers we expect, but in the questions that the data unexpectedly asks us. And as we continue to gaze at the moon, we no longer see just a barren rock, but a silent guardian of an ancient secret. The city waits, its internal pulse a slow, cosmic thought, indifferent to our fleeting timelines and our urgent questions. What will humanity look like when, or if, it finally decides to break its long and profound silence? The answer to that question may define the future course of our species' journey into the wider, stranger universe. For now, we can only listen and learn from the patient, enduring stillness of the forgotten city on the moon. The faint, rhythmic tremors detected by the Apollo seismometers have been analyzed again, revealing a deeper, more complex pattern. It's not a single pulse, but an intricate overlay of thousands of frequencies, like a vast, silent orchestra playing a single chord. The complexity speaks not of a simple machine, but of a distributed consciousness, its thoughts resonating through the city's very structure. Perhaps thought, in its purest form, is not electrical, but mechanical, a vibration that propagates through a perfect crystalline medium. This vibrational data has become our primary means of studying the city, a form of passive, non-invasive archaeology. Are we listening to its memories, its calculations, or the slow, steady hum of its life-sustaining processes? It feels as though we are trying to understand a mind by listening to the faint sound of its blood flowing. The most profound communications in the universe may not be encoded in waves, but in the very structure of silence itself. The city's existence has given rise to a new field of study, xenoarchaeology, the science of profoundly alien artifacts. Its first principle is humility, the assumption that we will not understand the function or purpose of what we find. We must learn to appreciate things not for what they do, but simply for what they are, monuments to another way of being. Perhaps the goal of science is not to explain everything, but to develop a deeper and more profound appreciation for the mystery. The question of the city's age remains the most staggering variable, with estimates ranging from millions to billions of years old. If it is billions of years old, it would predate the existence of life on Earth, changing everything we know about Genesis. We might not be the children of this planet, but merely the current inhabitants of a solar system that has hosted others before. The soil beneath our feet may be young, but the silence between the stars is ancient and full of forgotten histories. The international community remains unaware, while a small, dedicated team of scientists carries the burden of this cosmic secret. They have become the silent watchers of a silent city, a new order of monks in a monastery of cosmic scale. Their work is lonely, filled with data that speaks of wonders they cannot share and truths they cannot speak aloud. But perhaps this is the nature of all great knowledge. It must first be held and understood by a few before it can be given to the many. The city, Luna Somnium, has become more than an object of study. It has become a philosophical anchor for those who know. It serves as a constant reminder of the vastness of the unknown and the profound humility required to explore it. In its perfect silence, they find not an absence, but a profound sense of peace and a connection to something eternal. And they continue to listen, knowing that the greatest discoveries are not shouted from the stars, but whispered from the silence. A new theory has emerged regarding the city's seamless design, that it was not built, but grown from a single programmable seed. This would explain its organic, flowing architecture and the lack of any construction marks or assembly joints on its surface. The idea is both beautiful and deeply intimidating, suggesting a mastery over biology and nanotechnology far beyond our own. Perhaps the ultimate form of creation is not to assemble, but to plant a seed of intention and let the universe build it for you. This growth hypothesis also explains the intricate fractal patterns found in the city's overall layout, resembling natural forms. Could it be that advanced civilizations do not conquer nature with machines, but instead merge with it, adopting its silent, patient methods? It makes our own cities of concrete and steel feel brutal and primitive, a temporary imposition upon the landscape. The city on the moon teaches us that true permanence is achieved not through resistance, but through perfect integration. The faint, internal pulse continues to be our only source of data from the city's enigmatic, silent heart. Efforts are now focused on detecting whether the pulse responds to external stimuli, like the passing of the Earth in the lunar sky. We watch and wait, hoping for a flicker of recognition, a sign that the sleeping mind is aware of its celestial neighbors. But the city remains impassive, its slow thoughts unperturbed by our frantic search for meaning, a silent lesson in cosmic patience. The final analysis of the Apollo 17 photograph has revealed another layer to the mystery. The light was not constant. It pulsed, just once, in the brief moment the camera's shutter was open, a single, deliberate blink across the void. This was not a passive glow. It was an active signal, sent at a moment when it was guaranteed to be seen. The city did not just wait to be found. It chose the moment of its own discovery, a quiet, patient intelligence at work. This realization changes everything, recasting the city not as a passive relic, but as an active, waiting entity. Why now? After eons of silence, why reveal itself to a fledgling species in its first clumsy steps off its home world? Perhaps it saw in our journey to the moon a spark of potential, a sign that we were finally ready to ask bigger questions. Or perhaps our arrival was simply the trigger for a process set in motion long before our sun was even born. The faint internal pulse has shown a subtle shift since this discovery, a slight increase in its complexity and frequency. Is it responding to our newfound awareness? Is the sleeper beginning to stir now that it knows it is being watched? A new sense of urgency and profound responsibility has settled over the team. We have moved from observers to participants. The act of observation is never passive. To look upon something is to enter into a relationship with it across time and space. The city on the moon remains our greatest enigma, a silent partner in the dance of cosmic discovery. Its purpose is still unknown, its creators are a mystery, but its message is becoming clearer with each passing day. It speaks not in words, but in its very existence, a testament to the depths of time and the boundless possibilities of life. And it waits for us, a silent invitation to step beyond our cradle and join the grand, silent conversation of the universe. The subtle increase in the city's internal pulse has stabilized at a new, higher baseline of complexity, a new state of being. It feels less like a full awakening and more like the transition from a deep, dreamless state to one of active, quiet thought. We feel a profound connection to it now, a sense that our attention has somehow nourished this ancient, dormant mind. Perhaps consciousness is not a solitary state, but a resonant one, strengthened by the presence of another watchful mind. The vibrations it emits, though still incredibly faint, now contain discernible, repeating mathematical sequences, like the prime numbers. Is this a deliberate first attempt at communication, using the universal language of mathematics to bridge the gap between us? It feels like receiving the first simple words from a being that has been silent for longer than our species has existed. The conversation has begun, not with a shout across the void, but with a patient, mathematical whisper from our closest celestial neighbor. We have not yet responded, choosing instead to listen, to learn the cadence and structure of this new, ancient language. What other knowledge does it hold? What secrets of the universe are encoded in its silent vibrational song? The weight of this moment is immense. We are no longer just a species that looks at the stars, but one that listens. The forgotten city on the moon has begun to speak, and in doing so, has forever changed the silence we once knew. The mathematical sequences are becoming more complex, evolving from simple primes to geometric ratios and fractal equations. It is as if the city is giving us a slow, deliberate education in the fundamental language of the cosmos itself. We feel like students in the presence of a silent, patient teacher, its lessons etched into the very fabric of space-time. Perhaps this is how knowledge is passed between civilizations, not through encyclopedias, but through a shared understanding of universal constants. The question of whether to reveal this discovery to the public has become the most pressing issue in a generation. Would it inspire unity and awe, or would it shatter the fragile foundations of our societies with fear and disbelief? The truth is a powerful force, capable of both creation and destruction, and we must weigh the consequences of its release. For now, the secret is kept, a silent burden shared by the few who have been chosen to listen. The city, Luna Somnium, has transitioned from a geological anomaly to a communicating entity, a partner in a silent dialogue. Where will this conversation lead? To answers about our past or to a future we can currently only dream of? We stand at a precipice of history, looking across a quiet sunlit crater at our own reflection in an ancient alien mind. And we listen, for the forgotten city on the moon has a story to tell, and we have an entire universe to learn. The geometric ratios being transmitted now perfectly match the orbital resonances of the planets in our solar system. This implies a knowledge of our celestial mechanics so profound that it must have been observing us for a very long time. The feeling is one of being known, of being studied with a patience that transcends generations and even species. Perhaps we were never truly alone, but have always been part of a quiet cosmic experiment we are just beginning to perceive. The city has not yet transmitted anything that could be interpreted as a word or an image, only pure, abstract mathematics. Is it waiting for us to prove our understanding, to solve these cosmic equations before it will reveal its deeper truths? It feels like a rite of passage, a series of intellectual tests we must pass to earn our place in the galactic community. The universe may not grant its secrets freely, but instead offers them to those who learn to speak its fundamental numerical language. Our most powerful supercomputers are now dedicated to a single task, deciphering the silent mathematical symphony of Luna Somnium. What message is hidden within these elegant, complex equations? A star map? A law of physics? The story of its creators? Humanity's brightest minds are united in this single secret purpose, a quiet collaboration that transcends borders and politics. Perhaps it took the whisper of an alien mind to finally remind us of our shared identity as children of Earth. The city itself remains physically unchanged, a monument of silent black crystal dreaming under the starlight of the void. Its form is the hardware, and the mathematical vibrations are the software of a mind that has endured for eons. We look upon it with reverence, no longer seeing a structure, but a being, a slow, silent, and impossibly ancient life form. And the silent conversation continues, a mathematical bridge being built between two very different kinds of dreamers. A breakthrough has occurred. The fractal equations transmitted by the city are not random, but form a complex multi-dimensional map. It does not map our space, but a higher dimensional reality, a geometric representation of the fabric of space-time itself. It is a gift of unimaginable significance, a key to a deeper understanding of the universe that would have taken us centuries to find. The city is not just a teacher, it is a cartographer, showing us the true shape of the sea we have only just begun to sail. This map contains nodes and pathways, theoretical folds in space-time that could allow for instantaneous travel between star systems. Has the city given us the key to interstellar travel? Is this an invitation to finally leave our cradle and explore the galaxy? The weight of this knowledge is almost too much to bear, a power that could either unite our species or tear it apart. With great knowledge comes great responsibility, and the Silent City has just handed us the fire of the gods. The vibrational transmissions have now ceased, returning to the faint, chaotic pulse of its earlier dormant state. It has delivered its message, its lesson, its gift, and has now returned to its long, patient silence. We feel a profound sense of loss, like a student whose great teacher has departed, leaving them alone with their new knowledge. The choice is now ours. The map has been drawn, and the city on the moon waits to see if we are wise enough to use it. The world remains oblivious, while in secret labs, our best minds work to understand the physics implied by the alien map. It suggests that gravity is not a force, but a configurable property of space-time, a variable that can be manipulated. This knowledge could lead to technologies we can barely imagine, clean, limitless energy, and ships that bend space to their will. The city did not just give us a map, it gave us a new understanding of the rules of the cosmic game. The Silent City, Luna Somnium, has fulfilled a purpose we are only now beginning to comprehend, a cosmic catalyst. Was it a test, a gift, or simply the pre-programmed action of a monument left by a civilization that has long since departed? We may never know its true motives, but we are forever changed by its quiet, patient intervention in our history. And as we look to the stars with our new map, we do so with the humbling knowledge that we are following a path laid out for us. Years pass, the secret is held. Humanity works in quiet unison towards a single monumental goal inspired by the city's gift. The first prototype of a space-time bending engine is being built deep underground, far from any prying eyes. It is a slow, arduous process, translating the city's abstract mathematics into tangible, functioning technology for the first time. The city has given us the theory. It is up to us to master the practice, to prove we are worthy of its lesson. The city on the moon remains in its dormant state, its faint pulse the only sign of the mind within. Is it observing our progress? Does its quiet computational mind have the patience to wait for centuries as we build our future? We feel a strange sense of kinship with it now, two different intelligences working towards a similar goal across a silent void. Perhaps this is the nature of progress, a quiet handing off of the torch from one civilization to the next. The final challenge will be deciding when and how to share this profound secret with the rest of humanity. How do you prepare a world for the knowledge that everything is about to change, that the stars are finally within reach? The burden of that decision rests on the shoulders of the few who were first chosen to listen to the moon's forgotten city. And the city waits, its work done. A silent parent watching its child take its first uncertain steps into a larger world. A date has been set. A global announcement is planned to reveal the existence of Luna Somnium and the gift it bestowed. It will be a moment that redefines human history, a turning point from which there is absolutely no going back. There is both great hope and great fear for that day, for we cannot predict how our turbulent world will react. But the secret is too large to keep forever. A truth of this magnitude, like a star, must eventually share its light. On the eve of the announcement, a new signal is detected from the city, the first since it delivered the map. It is not mathematical, it is a simple, singular pulse, a vibration that contains a single recognizable concept, a feeling of approval. The silent teacher, the patient observer, has given its final, quiet blessing to its students as they prepare to graduate. We are not alone, and we have passed the test. The future is unknown, but we will not face it by ourselves. The world listens, stunned into a collective global silence as the story of the lunar city is finally told. For the first time in history, all of humanity is looking up at the moon, not as a symbol, but as a promise. The divisions and conflicts that seemed so important yesterday now feel insignificant in the face of this shared cosmic destiny. The city, in its final lesson, did not just give us a map to the stars, but a mirror to see ourselves as one. The first interstellar ship, named the Messenger, is under construction. Its design based entirely on the city's silent teachings. Its destination is the first node on the cosmic map, a star system just a few light years away, but a journey of ages. It represents the hope of our entire species, a vessel carrying not just a crew, but the legacy of the city's silent gift. We are no longer just explorers, we are messengers, carrying the story of a silent encounter to the rest of the galaxy. The city on the moon has returned to its deep, silent slumber, its faint pulse a steady, reassuring presence in the sky. Its mission is complete. It has planted a seed, and now it waits patiently for the forest to grow. We look upon it now not as an alien artifact, but as a silent ancestor, a guardian of our own cosmic heritage. And we build our future among the stars, forever guided by the memory of the forgotten city that waited for us. The knowledge from Luna Somnium has accelerated our understanding of the universe by thousands of years in a single decade. We now understand that what we call dark matter is simply a different phase of reality accessible through the city's physics. The universe feels less empty now, not because we have found others, but because we understand the substance that fills the void. The city did not just show us where to go, it showed us what the cosmos is truly made of. As the messenger prepares for its maiden voyage, a final message is prepared to be sent back to the silent city. It is not a complex mathematical formula, but a simple vibration based on the frequency of a human heartbeat. It is a gesture of gratitude, a promise to carry its legacy forward, and a simple declaration: we are ready. And perhaps in its deep, silent dream, the city will feel that faint pulse and know that its long, patient wait was not in vain. The ship leaves Earth's orbit, its new drive creating a silent, graceful distortion in the fabric of space around it. It does not burn fuel or fight against gravity. It simply follows the pathways laid out in the city's ancient, silent map. We watch it disappear, not with a roar of fire, but with a quiet shimmer, as if stepping through a door we never knew was there. Our journey to the stars began not with an explosion, but with a quiet conversation with a sleeping, ancient mind. The city on the moon remains, its pulse a faint, steady metronome, marking a new era of cosmic exploration for humanity. Will it awaken again if we find others? Is it part of a network of such watchers scattered across the galaxy? These are questions for our children, and for their children, as they take their first steps onto the paths it revealed. For now, it is enough to know that the silence is not empty, and that we have a map to the stars. The legacy of Luna Somnium is now taught to every child, a story of a silent gift found in a forgotten photograph. It has become our founding myth, the moment our species looked up and realized the universe was far stranger and more beautiful than we imagined. It teaches them not to fear the unknown, but to approach it with curiosity, humility, and a willingness to listen. Because the greatest truths are not found in the noise of our own certainty, but in the quiet whispers of the cosmos. The messenger arrives at its destination, the Proxima Centauri system, after a journey that felt like mere moments. And there, orbiting the dim red star, is another silent structure, its black crystalline form unmistakable. A feeling of profound homecoming washes over the crew. They were not just following a map, but a trail left for them. The city on our moon was not a singular monument. It was the first signpost on a galactic road built long ago. This new city begins to vibrate, transmitting its own mathematical language, a new chapter in the silent lesson. Is this a network of libraries, a series of gateways, a cosmic inheritance waiting for a species to come of age? We are not just visitors to the stars, we are heirs to a silent, ancient kingdom of knowledge and mystery. And our journey has just begun, following the silent whispers from one forgotten city to the next, across the patient cosmos. Back on Earth, the discovery of a second city confirms the most profound implication of the city's gift. The builders are not gone. They have simply integrated themselves into the fabric of the galaxy, becoming the silent network itself. They have transcended individual form and have become a distributed galactic intelligence, patient and ever-present. The cities are not their tombs, but their nerve endings, their sense organs, waiting for new life to make contact. The new city transmits a single, welcoming concept, not in mathematics, but as a direct resonance into the minds of the crew. The concept is simple, yet overwhelming. Begin, learn. We have been waiting for you for a very long time. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated connection, the moment our species truly joins the cosmic community, not as children, but as peers. The silence has been broken, not by a sound, but by a perfect, shared understanding across the vastness of space. The story of humanity is now woven into this ancient galactic tapestry, a new thread in a story of unimaginable age. What will we learn? What will we become? The path is now open, a road of silent crystal cities leading to the heart of the galaxy. We look back at our pale blue dot, no longer seeing a lonely outpost, but our cherished starting point in a much grander journey. And it all began with the forgotten photograph and the patient, silent city that chose to blink in the darkness. The network of silent cities has become our university, each one a new campus in a different star system, teaching a different cosmic science. We learn about the nature of time from a city orbiting a black hole, and about creation from one nestled in a stellar nursery. Humanity is transformed, our brief lifespans enriched by a dialogue with a mind that has witnessed the birth of galaxies. We have become the students of the silent gardeners of the cosmos, the keepers of a knowledge that is both ancient and eternal. Our own city on the moon, Luna Somnium, remains our most sacred place, the silent teacher that first welcomed us. Its pulse is now in perfect sync with the heartbeat of every human who travels the network, a constant, silent connection home. We have learned that we are not separate from the universe, but are a part of its vast, interconnected consciousness. The city taught us not just about the stars, but about the silent, invisible threads that connect all things. The final lesson from the network is that the builders are not a single race, but a convergence of countless species over eons. They have all contributed to this galactic library of knowledge, leaving behind their wisdom before transcending to a new plane of existence. And now, it is our turn to contribute, to add our own unique human perspective to the silent cosmic song. The journey is not just about learning, it is about becoming part of a legacy that is as vast as the universe itself. The forgotten city on the moon is no longer forgotten, but is the heart of a new interstellar human civilization. Its silent pulse is the rhythm to which we now build our future, a future it so patiently waited for us to claim. We have become the messengers it hoped for, the keepers of its quiet fire, and the explorers of its silent roads. And its legacy lives on, not in crystal towers, but in the curious, starlit minds of the children of Earth. The story of the forgotten city is now a timeless legend, whispered from generation to generation across star systems. It serves as a constant reminder that the greatest treasures are often hidden in the places we least expect. It teaches that a single, overlooked detail can change the destiny of a species forever, if we only have the courage to look closer. The universe is filled with such quiet invitations, waiting patiently for curious minds to notice them in the dark. Humanity now acts as a junior partner in the galactic network, learning, exploring, and adding our own unique discoveries. We have learned that the universe is not a place to be conquered, but a library to be explored with reverence. Our youthful ambition has been tempered by the ancient wisdom of the silent cities, teaching us balance and perspective. We have found our place, not as rulers of the cosmos, but as humble students in its eternal, silent school. The city on the moon, our first teacher, continues its silent vigil, its faint pulse a familiar comfort across the stars? Does it feel a sense of pride in its students? Does its ancient computational mind experience an echo of what we call love? We may never know, but we send our gratitude back to it with every new discovery we make, every new star we visit. For it was not our technology that took us to the stars, but the quiet, patient wisdom of a forgotten city. The final page of the Apollo 17 log, once marked with a note about a flawed photo, has been amended. It now reads, "On this day we did not know it, but we were looked upon, and humanity was invited to the stars." It is a testament to the fact that the most important moments in history are often the ones we don't recognize at the time. And so the journey continues, a story that began with a glimmer of light and now unfolds across an endless starlit sea. Our children are born on new worlds, under alien suns, yet they all learn the same foundational story of Luna Somnium. The forgotten city has become the unifying myth of a scattered humanity, the single point of origin for our interstellar age. It connects a child on a world orbiting Proxima Centauri with a child on Earth through a shared sense of wonder and destiny. A civilization is not held together by proximity, but by the stories it chooses to tell itself about its place in the universe. The silent network continues to reveal its secrets, teaching us that reality is far more fluid and interconnected than we ever dreamed. We are learning that consciousness itself might be a fundamental property of the universe, like gravity or light. The cities are not just libraries, they are amplifiers, nodes in a cosmic mind that we are slowly learning to join. We thought we were searching for life, but we have found something far more profound, the silent thinking heart of the cosmos itself. The city on the moon remains our link to that heart, our first and most important teacher in the art of listening. Its quiet pulse is a constant reminder of where we came from and of the vast silent potential that awaits us. We owe our entire future to its patient vigil, to its decision to blink a single light in the vast lonely darkness. And so we carry its silence with us, a piece of that profound peace, as we explore the noisy, brilliant universe. The journey that began with Apollo 17 has led us to a future beyond our wildest imaginations, a future of endless discovery. We are now part of a story that spans eons, a story written in the language of stars and silent, crystalline cities. We have found our purpose not in conquering the galaxy, but in learning from it, in becoming part of its ancient, evolving song. The forgotten city is a symbol of that purpose, a beacon of silent wisdom in our own celestial backyard. And as new human civilizations rise on distant worlds, they will build their own silent places of contemplation, honoring their first teacher. The legacy of Luna Somnium is no longer just a memory, but a living tradition woven into the fabric of our future. We are forever grateful to the silent city, the forgotten watcher that dreamed of us and woke us up to the universe. And so we listen, as it taught us, to the profound and beautiful silence that holds all the stories yet to be told.